Good morning, my dear students. So I'm back again with my third video on chapter number 12, Consumer Protection. So it's a very interesting chapter, and I hope you have understood what we have covered so far. So we have covered what is the meaning of consumer protection, that is safeguarding the interests of the consumer against the unfair trade practices by the producers or the sellers. And I've already told you in my previous videos that even you as a consumer should be aware what are your rights, how you can protest against any unfair trade practice which you noticed against a producer or a seller, and we don't know how to go about it. But after reading this chapter, not only as a businessman you will be aware of how to protect, why you should not indulge yourself in unfair trade practices, but as a consumer also you will come to know how you can protect yourself from all these unfair trade practices. So we have covered the meaning of consumer protection. Then what are the different unfair trade practices which are carried on by the producers and the sellers? Then we came on to the topic importance of consumer protection, which I told you is a very important topic from the consumer point of view and from the point of view of business. And in the second video, I covered the legal protection to consumers, in which I discussed about 10 acts through which a consumer can be saved from the unfair trade practices by the producers and the sellers. Now, I've already told you that one of the act, that is the Consumer Protection Act 1986, is the most important act. And today, I'm going to cover this act, that is the Consumer Protection Act 1986, in detail. So this is a very important question. This is a very important topic from examination point of view. And a question short comes from this topic also. Is that clear? So please make your notes side by side. Listen to my videos, watch my videos very carefully. And I'm 100% sure that there will be no doubt left in your mind if you hear my videos, if you watch my videos very thoroughly. So the Consumer Protection Act, or you can say CPA 1986, protects the consumer and very speedily, means if you move against a producer or a seller through a Consumer Protection Act 1986, then your problem will be heard very speedily, and it is an inexpensive method to portray your grievances. So it is very inexpensive if you go through the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Many a times we have this inhibition in our mind that if we will go to the court, if we will go to the legal proceedings, it is going to be very expensive. But no, if you go through the exploitation caused by the producers or the sellers in the market through the Consumer Protection Act 1986, it is very inexpensive. Right? Now, the scope of this CPA, that is Consumer Protection Act 1986, is very wide. It covers all types of undertakings, whether they are big or small, whether they are private or public, or whether it is a cooperative sector, whether it is a manufacturer or a trader, and whether supplying goods or providing services. So all these things are covered under Consumer Protection Act 1986. Its scope is very wide. Now, there are certain rights to consumers with a view to empowering them and protect their interests. So now we will move on to the consumer rights under the Consumer Protection Act 1986. These rights, every single right, there are 6 rights, and every single right is very, very important, because sometimes you get a direct question that explain the following two rights, that is right, for example, right to safety, right to consumer education. Any 2 rights can come for explanation. Or this topic is also important from the case study point of view. So I'm going to go very slow with all the 6 rights, and each and every right is very, very important. So please note down this. It is important from case study point of view also, or explanation of any two rights can come in the examination, right? So the Consumer Protection Act provides the 6 rights to the consumers, and the Consumer Protection Council set up under the Act are intended to promote and protect the various rights of the consumers. Now today, it's a very interesting topic. You will be aware that what rights do you have as a consumer, right? When you go and buy things from the market, what right do you have as a consumer? This you will learn by doing this topic. So first of all, the first right is the right to safety. So the right to safety, the consumer has the right to be protected against goods and services which are hazardous to life and health. For instance, electrical appliances which are manufactured with substandard products or do not conform to the safety norms might cause serious injury. Thus, consumers are educated that they should use electrical appliances which are ISI marked, as this would be an assurance of such products meeting quality specifications. So a consumer has a right to safety, especially in case of electrical appliances. If substandard parts or objects are used to manufacture these appliances, then the consumers are educated that they should use the electrical appliances which have ISI mark on it. I hope ISI mark, you know what is an ISI mark. See the picture. This is an ISI mark, that is mark of Bureau of Indian Standards. And if this mark is there on the electrical appliances, you are 100% sure that the product is meeting the quality specifications. So right to safety is the first right of the consumer. Then right to be informed. The consumer has right to have complete information about the product he intends to buy, including its ingredients, date of manufacturing, price, quantity, directions for use, etc. It is because of this reason that the legal framework in India requires the manufacturers to provide such information on the package and label of the product. Whenever you buy a product these days, any eatable, you have that label on it. Yes? So on that label, everything is mentioned about the manufacturing date, about the price, about the ingredients. Even sometimes even the calories are mentioned. Even there is a breakup of how much proteins it is providing, how much carbohydrates it is providing, how much minerals it is providing, what is the quantity of vitamins in it. So every consumer has the right to information, means he should be given complete information about the product he intends to buy. This is the second right of the consumer. Then right to choose. The third right, that is the consumer has the freedom to choose from a variety of products at competitive prices. This implies that the marketers, or you can say the sellers, should offer a wide variety of products in terms of quality, brand, prices, size, etc., and allow the consumer to make a choice from amongst these. So there's right to choice, and the consumer has the right to choose from the variety of the product. So it is the duty of the producer or the seller to provide a variety of products to the consumer so that he can choose any of the product which he likes from all those products. Then fourth is right to be heard. The consumer has a right to file a complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with a good or a service. It is because of this reason that many enlightened business firms have set up their own consumer service and grievance cell. Grievance cell means your complaint cells. Many consumer organizations are also working towards this direction and helping consumers in redressal of their grievances. So the consumer has the right to file a complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with a good or a service. So if a consumer is dissatisfied with a service or with the goods which is provided by the producer or the seller, he has the right to file a complaint and he has the right to be heard. And this is the reason that why many big business houses, they have set up their own grievance cell, complaint cell, that if you have any grievance, don't go to Consumer Protection Act, straight away come to us. And if you see the packaging also these days, sometimes the address is also given on that packet, that if you have any grievance in regard to our product, you can directly call or you can directly email on this address, or you can call on this number. So a consumer has the right to be heard. Then next is right to seek redressal. The consumer has the right to get relief in case the product or service falls short of his expectations. He has the right to get a relief. For example, if you have some defective product, if a company has supplied some defective product, he has the right to get the product exchanged. Okay, so he has the right to get the relief, and the Consumer Protection Act provides a number of reliefs to the consumers, including replacement of the product, removal of defect in the product, compensation paid for any loss or injury suffered by the consumer, etc. So right to seek redressal means right to seek relief. He has the full right to get the relief in case the product or service falls short of his expectations. Very easy. How he can get a relief? Either he can get the product exchanged, or he can get a compensation paid, or he can get the removal of the defect in the product. Suppose if I have bought an electric appliance and there is a defect in that product, second day the defect is there, so I can get the defect removed from that company. Then last right is right to consumer education. As the name is suggesting, the consumer has the right to acquire knowledge and to be well informed consumer throughout life. He should be aware about his rights and the reliefs available to him in case of a product or service falling short of his expectations. Many consumer organizations and some enlightened businesses are taking an active part in educating consumers in this respect. So right to consumer education, a consumer has the right to acquire knowledge that and be well informed throughout his life. He should be aware that what are his rights and what are the reliefs which he will get in case he files his grievance, and what are the redressals he will get in case he files a grievance if he falls short of any service, or if he falls short of any product, if any product falls short of his expectations. So he has full right to consumer education. So these are the 6 rights, consumer rights, which are available to the consumers, and these are very, very important from the examination point of view, because 100% one case study or one question of explanation of rights comes from this topic. So make sure that this topic is absolutely clear to you. Thank you and have a nice day.